In a league where playoff seeds are often separated by as few as 2 or 3 games, early season points are just as crucial as wins obtained in the fall. Just 8 points separated Western Conference winners Portland 53 and 8th place Real Salt Lake 45 last October. In other words, a single win over the course of a 34-game season might have altered the entire complexion of last year's Western Conference playoffs. 2017 Western Conference standings. MLSsoccer.com. The Reds find themselves in a similar predicament ahead of Friday night's crucial meeting with FC Dallas. The math tells us TFC will be in tough for a playoff spot after this summer's World Cup, the consequence of an early season Champions League run. It's going to be extremely difficult for TFC 10 to catch any of the East's top 4, New York 21, Columbus 24, New York City 24, and Atlanta United 25, which made last week's last gasp win over visiting Orlando City so critical. Without Ryan Telfer's late heroics, the 5th-place Floridians would have departed BMO Field on 20 points, 4 wins ahead of Toronto FC as it prepares to play 7 of 9 away following Friday night's game. The Reds are in better shape than they were this time last week, but still might need to average 1.7 points per game if they're to make a run at another MLS Cup. Keep in mind just one club, Toronto FC, averaged more than 1.7 points per game last season. LARSON's piece in Friday's Toronto Sun. Win Friday night and the gap between Toronto FC and the league's playoff line will appear far more manageable ahead of trips to New York City, Sporting KC and Orlando, where the aforementioned East foes have lost a combined 3 times in 18 tries in 2018. We need to build on it, Coach Greg Vanney told reporters following last week's win over Orlando. We're still sort of in the grind of it. We don't have everybody out in training and doing their natural thing yet. We're still fighting. The goal here is to do whatever we have to do Friday to work to get a result. That means working together as a group and covering each other and doing all of our jobs individually and being ready for anything we need. The Reds are still without Josie Altidore, foot, Drew Moore, quadriceps, and Justin Morrow, calf. They're also preparing for life without goalkeeper Alex Bono, who's expected to earn his first cap in the United States Monday friendly against Bolivia. With experience, no. To Clint Irwin ready to assume duties against Dallas, a return to lineup normalcy, something we saw during TFC's Champions League run, seems far off. Every time he gets an opportunity, he makes good with his opportunity. Vanney said of Irwin ahead of his 4th start. Clint was excellent in his appearances this season. I'm glad he's getting a game. He has earned it. I hope he does well. I suspect he will. He has always been very professional and shown his quality every time he gets his chance. Dallas will present a few more problems than Dom Dwyer-less Orlando City did 7 days ago. Winger Roland Lama has punished TFC in the past. Both he and ex-TFC striker Max Arruti have combined for 10 goals this season in front of playmaker Mauro Diaz, one of the league's assist leaders. They've been stingy, too, conceding the second fewest goals, 11, in MLS. Meanwhile, the Reds will lean on well-rested Sebastian Giovinco to produce in his return from a red card suspension. He's had a great week, Vanney said of the Atomic Ant. He's looking forward to getting back on the field and getting back out in front of our fans and getting himself some opportunities. He's never one to shy away from wanting to score a goal, with Altidore out long-term. Giovinco, perhaps in search of a new contract he's been chasing for months, will carry the heaviest burden as the Reds look to get within striking distance of the playoff line. In a league where a handful of points separate 6th from 7th, games like Friday nights are essential given TFC's current place in the table. In other news, Corporal set to award Halifax a team. Canadian Premier League is set to expand to the Maritimes. League officials are in Halifax, NS, to reveal the CPL's newest club following team reveals in York Region, north of Toronto, and Calgary. League Commissioner David Clanachan and Halifax Mayor Mike Savage will be on hand alongside hundreds of supporters. If Friday's event is similar to previous stops in Vaughan, ONT, and Calgary, the Halifax club's officials' team name and logo will be revealed. Operated by Sports. The 8-10 team Corporal kicks off next spring. So far, York 9 and Calgary Cavalry FC are the only confirmed teams. However, clubs in Winnipeg and Hamilton are expected to be revealed in the coming weeks. Teams in BC, Edmonton and Ottawa also have been rumored.